Batanat Commerce and Industries jong ke sorkar jela hak jengit trailang bat ke Federation of Indian Export Organization hapo ke Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance Scheme. Hanigas ngi kala play ya kayo yadi yathet kabala tip kum ke Reverse Buyer Seller Meet. Arhajar arpun riu kabla penlong ha State Convention Center. Ka jingtmu jo kani kayo yadi yathet kalong ban play lat di kinong sengkam ki barit. Hadu ki bahe ki badai na kejela mikhalia na kabenca ban kyntiew ya kakam jongki bat ban shalan ya kimar ke mata jongki syaki wei bat kiri jong ke perthai ha gani gasni khadriu teli kiri kilawan bani simbanta bat ban pek ya ke ke ba kejela mikhalia kala ban penmi bat kimar kiba kejela bat kipajba jong kadong kathan kila ban penya yo sha kishnong ki thau bat sha kiri kiba maki kiwan hagni gsngi lai don langru u menteri rangba kajela kurat sangma nangta usambut menteri rangba uba snyo bhalang dhar u chief secretary Dr. Shakil P. Ahmad bat kiwei di ki he sorkar.
The three green hills representing the Garo, Khasi and Jatia hills stand together, united in purpose. The blue clouds above reminding us we are the abode of clouds, blessed by nature. The ancient monolith is a testament to our rich Khasi woman with her karna, the traditional umbrella. They represent our crafts, our agriculture, our sustainability and our shared future. And sustains. This logo is designed
rich traditions and skilled artisans. Today marks a new chapter in sustainable development and economic empowerment. The Department of Commerce
and with one more click we launch.
Its beauty, its natural wonders, and the product quality on account of its soil, which is the most fertile soil in the country, for its water, which is the purest. Hence, most of our product you people would find far more qualitatively superior than what you get other parts of the country. So my humble submission to each one of the buyers is that we are into a premium segment, which is niche. We can't be dealing more in bulk because our space constraint and our quality constraint, because we have to maintain quality, and by default, we are far more organic in our agri process and allied processes. So kindly bear with us. You will be positioning us, and I request rather to place us in the premium segment and niche segment, where we would be able to give you sustained quality and high value products as per your demand and requirement. Our Honorable Chief Minister has already declared the state to be a 10 billion economy by 2028 and a 16 billion economy by 2032. The efforts of MSME and producers and farmers is going to be critical in attaining this goal. Meghalaya can really boast of the products which is from the world acclaimed quality turmeric, which is world's best turmeric, and nutraceutically and efficacy wise, it is doing wonders globally.
Occasion, I should say, and also to join you all at this important moments at the Reverse Buyer Summit 2026, which is a landmark initiative for Meghalaya and the Northeastern regions as a whole. A Reverse Buyer Summit is fundamentally different from conventional exhibitions or trade fairs. While exhibitions primarily focus on display and promotions, an RBSM is a structures, outcome-oriented platform designs to facilitate direct business to businesses engagement. Here, international buyers are invited to the states, matched with identified sellers, and provided a focused environment for discussions on product specifications, quality, standard pricings, and volumes, and long-term sourcing arrangement. The emphasis is not merely on showcasing products, but on converting potential into a concrete trade relationship between the other countries and the other part of the world. The RSBSM 2026 will witness the participation of the 28 international buyers from 16 countries, representing key global markets including like Australia and New Zealand, South Africa, Russia, Romania, Kenya, Uganda, and Zimbabwe, Bahrain, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Slovakia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey, and Canada. This buyer represents a diverse sector such as the agri and food processing, handlooms, and handicraft, traditionally textile, bamboo and wood-based products, honey, spices, and herbal and wellness products, and value-added consumer goods. On the domestic side, more than 300 MSME sellers from across Meghalaya are participating in this event today. These enterprises represents a wide spectrum of sector, including like handloom, handicraft, bamboo and cane products, wood-based craft, agro and food processing, honey and bee-based products, spices, herbal and wellness products, black pottery, and other indigenous and value-added products. The sellers have been carefully identified and mobilized through District Commerce and Industry Center and the other line departments, ensuring broad sectorals as well as regional representations from across the state of Meghalaya.
I'd like to congratulate the Commerce and Industries Department and all the stakeholders who have made this particular reverse buyer and seller meet a possibility. It is indeed a great moment because it is the first of the kind, not only in our state, but in the region as a whole. I'm drawn back at this moment to a story which my mentor, my leader, late P.A. Samma, had shared in one of the programs. He spoke about two marketing agents for a company. And these marketing agents were sent to one island. And the company was a company that sold shoes. So after doing the market research, the first marketing agent came back and told his CEO that there is bad news because nobody wears shoes in that island. We don't have any market. And so it's no use for us trying to establish our office and spend money and go there because nobody's going to buy. Nobody wears shoes. So the meeting ended in a very disappointing kind of a note. The second marketing agent came back, really excited, could not, even breathe and speak when he came to his CEO. And he told him, I have the most exciting news for you. That we have a great market out there. Because nobody wears shoes. It's a very simple story, but it speaks about opportunities and how we look at opportunities. It's about the mindset. It's about the person being able to see a situation, analyze it and say, well, look at it and say that nothing can happen and give up. Or look at that same situation from a different angle and say, wow, this may be one of the most exciting reverse buyer and seller meet that I have attended. Friends, I start with this because a program like this does not end, and I hope it will not end, with simply this particular meet. I keep repeating myself in almost every forum that I'm not a very big fan when it comes to MOUs. I'm very serious. I'm very serious about it. And don't be hurt when I say that to you. Because we are here to be serious and to work in a very, very definitive way forward. The journey may be very long, and the journey may be something that may not yield results for us tomorrow. But let me give you the assurance that we are truly committed to what we are doing. Our state is a comparatively smaller state. Our challenges are much more than what you can imagine. If I look at our journey, my journey, heading the government in the last 8 years, has been a roller coaster ride. I was yesterday with the country head of IFAD, and we were reviewing one program called Megalamp program. It's a program where we work with IFAD. It's a funding agency, as you all know. And this program started before we came into the government. And I wish I could show that graph to you. There was a point in time when we had the first review after 3 years of that project being implemented, which was before I came into the government. And in the first meeting we had, which was after 3 years after the initiation of that project, but 6 months after I took it, IFAD told us that we're going to close this project because things are not moving. And we gave a commitment to IFAD that we will turn around this project. Give us the opportunity. Friends, I'm happy to inform you that that same project of Megalamp, which IFAD was about to close funding in 2018 because of the bad performance, if I may, of the implementation of that project, to today, after 8 years, was one of the projects that was selected globally to be one of the best projects of IFAD in the whole world. And this presentation was given by our officials in Rome. There were 4 projects selected. Again, I'm giving you this example to show you that nothing happens in a day. Nothing will turn around tomorrow. Everything requires consistency. Everything requires commitment. Everything requires a focus. And everything starts with a vision and a target that we want to get there. And no matter how difficult it is, we have set that goal for ourselves. We are developing the ecosystem that is required to be able to move forward in that. All of you are very much aware about the global turmoil that's going on in terms of tariffs, exports, imports, the whole world is shaken. But slowly and steadily, in this entire chaos, some kind of a structure is emerging. And in this kind of a structure that's emerging, opportunities are coming. I could not go through the whole details of what happened last night, but at least I got a glimpse of what happened a week, 10 days back. What I said in the beginning. Yes, it is important to have these buyer-seller meets, but it is important to be practical. Even if we start small, I want that start to be a serious start. I want it to move forward. I don't expect that we will be having a $1 billion deal, MOU signed, and then suddenly everything flops tomorrow and there's not a single sale that is made. I think that will be the most disappointing thing that could happen. I'd rather not sign any MOU and have the sale that's taking place directly. I know a lot of people may not appreciate what I say, but I'm speaking very straightforward. That does not mean that I'm discouraging you. Please don't think that. Absolutely not. I'm just telling you to be realistic and practical and realize the areas which we need to work on. So therefore, with these thought process in mind, let me also share that Meghalaya has been making a lot of, taking steps forward to create that ecosystem. I use this word a lot because I believe in it a lot. Whether it is ease of doing business, the percentage in terms of the steps that Meghalaya has taken may be one of the highest in the country today. The number of steps that we have taken to deregulate the different regulations that are there or were there in the system, more than 400, if I'm not wrong. 400 different regulations were removed. In Labour Department alone, about 70 regulations were removed. In fact, we were one of the worst in the country, but because of the hard work of the departments that were concerned, we are now today in the top 3 in terms of the number of deregulations being made. We have a unified portal for investors to come in with seamless process where they'll be able to get all the clearances required, which of course every state is doing. But I'm sharing with you because we also are now working and competing with the top performing states today and coming to that level where at one point in time, I must say this, that I would never have thought that a seller-buyer-seller meet of this scale is happening today in our state. Actually, nobody would have expected. But it's not just simply because it's an event. It's happening because we are ready. We have created the foundations. We have laid the foundations. We have created the system. We have created, or rather, we have managed to put the regulation in order. We have promoted entrepreneurs to start production. Scaling is, of course, a challenge for us because it is a challenge everywhere. But I do expect that to happen. So all of these issues are going to be there. But as I said, I do expect that a lot will come out of what we are doing today out here. Our Commissioner Secretary as well as our Cabinet Chief Secretary, had mentioned about different products that we make. Now you'll be surprised to know that today, the pineapples which used to be sold on the roadside by farmers who had no other option, today are sending the frozen pineapples to factories in Bangalore, who are today then converting that into pineapple powder, which is then being sent abroad to make baby food. And they have certified it to the level where the regulatory provisions have been taken care of and all the aspects that are required to safety standards and all those things have been met. And that's the kind of transformation that's taking place. I'm expecting and hoping that one day we will be making the baby food itself out here and not just the frozen pineapples. Listen to their story. And this story is linked with Megaland, the IFAD project, where in 2010, if I'm not wrong, if my memory serves me correct, these 10 or 20 ladies, I think 20 plus ladies, from different self-help groups had traveled all the way to, I think, Bangalore or Chennai or something. And that's when they understood the value of curcumin. They didn't know what curcumin was before that. And suddenly when they realized what the value of curcumin is, they made up their mind that we will produce curcumin in Meghalaya itself. And today I'm so happy to tell you that that journey that started almost 15 years back for these women's self-help groups has actually fructified. They're processing the turmeric, they're making turmeric powder, they're making curcumin in a localized technology. We need to refine that further to be able to then make it usable in terms of the pharmaceutical needs, making capsules out of them, which, as you all know, is very, very popular in the world today. And therefore, these are the areas that we're looking at, and please visit them and they will share their story with you of how they struggled and they reached the point that they have to be. I think it's important for our buyers, important for the stakeholders, important for the officials to connect with the people.